Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Good evening, everyone. If you're a prepper, you're in the right place at the right time. This is the Prepping Academy, skirting the globe through miles of fiber optic cable at nearly the speed of light directly to you, with your hosts, Forrest and Kyle. Coming to you from the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. The information you get from the show could save your life. Whether you're a veteran, beginning prepper, or just curious, there is something here meant for you.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name's Forrest. Got Kyle across the table. Hope you guys are having a good evening. We are having a
mediocre.
Mediocre. I mean, everything we do is mediocre.
It's cool outside, though. It's nice.
Oh, it feels good out there. Yeah. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it is.
That's mostly because I'm in here. But boom.
Yeah. No.
Man, that's a good joke starting out.
Yeah.
Hey, it is Friday night. We're coming to you live from the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're kind of excited about this show, actually, right?
Are we excited?
We get to talk about good gear.
Good gear. Yeah.
And where you're going to spend your money.
And how you're going to spend it.
And how you're going to spend your money. And where not to spend your money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're here to help you. We're like a self-help? No, that would be, no.
They're like...
We're just helpers. Mediocre helpers.
Like elves.
Elves.
No.
Oh, goodness. Hey, guys, if you're on Blog Talk Radio right now, go to prepperbroadcasting.com. Log in over there. There's a chat room over there. You can listen to us live over there. Hey, if you're listening to us via podcast, hey, thanks for listening. We are live every Friday night on prepperbroadcasting.com, and we are really mediocre, and we love it. And people love mediocrity.
Makes it relatable.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone wakes up in the morning.
We have
to pretty mediocre.
We have to lower our standards to be mediocre, though. We do that for our listening audience. Okay, I'm just full of it tonight.
A little bit.
Okay. But hey, if you're listening to us in any format, you can find us at preppingacademy.com. Preppingacademy.com. You can join up for our mailing list. You can see our sponsors there. You can see what we have going on in the Carolinas with our different meetups that we help run. So
we have one coming up next week, right?
Yes, it is next week. I'm going to be going to Atlanta all week until like that afternoon. I'll be back in town. It's on communications. Communications is a force multiplier.
And you are going to talk a lot. I already know it's going to be like a 4-hour class.
I am teaching, Kyle.
No. If there's anything that you like to talk about, it is communications.
Well, I am getting pumped on communications. Yes, I am. Communications are important. Grid up or grid down. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Maybe the next one we'll do will be 4 hours with Kyle on physical fitness.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that. I thought you were going to say with Kyle with minds. Prepping for minds.
No, I will do 4 hours with me, and I'll use you to do examples.
Okay.
Get me doing some push-ups.
I can do more push-ups than you can any day.
No, let's go right now.
Hey, we got a show, man.
Oh.
I don't want to disappoint the audience.
Put it live. We'll stream it on YouTube. We'll let them count for us.
Well, they don't want to see our ugly faces.
Yeah, when I knock out 50 in about 30 seconds, they're gonna be like, "Ooh, you got smoked."
Well, that's all you can do.
I said in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just what I'm saying. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, Kyle and his little witty, snarly comments.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we would like to thank Survival401k.com. I know.
That was a close call.
Survival401k.com. What they do there is they help you take your IRA money or your 401k money and teach you how to use it for bug out location, bug out vehicle, bug out food, everything survival. You can
Silver,
actually use
gold.
that money, no penalty. You just got to do it right.
Yep.
They help you at survival401k.com. That's Ross, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
My friend Ross that runs that.
He's been on here.
Okay, yeah, he has been on the show, actually. Ross is a genius when all things money. So, me, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Me, not even communications. Yeah, I'm not a genius at anything.
We'll find something for you to do.
Yes. I'm good at Legos.
There you go.
You see?
And we can have you peel potatoes.
I'm mediocre at that, too. Okay, anything you want to say? Did you have a good week? I didn't even ask you about your week.
No,
Everybody makes fun of me when I ask you about your week.
You haven't really talked to me that much this week. You asked me to write some things, and then you disappeared.
Oh, yeah, Kyle's the writer of the show. And so I asked him to write a couple things, wordsmith it.
Mm-hmm.
He did that. That was at like midnight.
Yeah.
And you were complaining, dude, it's late. I'm like, come on.
And I still did it. Someone talked about sushi, but then never mentioned anything else.
Oh, yeah, man, I've been busy all week. And I got a show next week. It's been crazy. Uh-huh.
It's all good.
That's jealousy right there.
Jealousy.
You wanted to spend time with me.
No,
We didn't go out to eat this week at all.
No, we didn't. I was waiting for you to be late sushi, but, hey, it's okay. You're a busy man.
You don't seem like a sushi kind of guy.
I actually used to eat sushi like 2 or 3 times a week.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So, Kyle, how was your week, though? I mean,
it was all right. Lots of work.
I mean, you had some interviews last week.
Yeah.
Anything come from them?
Still waiting on some second interviews.
Okay.
People getting things in line. Hopefully I have a little bidding war going on.
And the Chippendales are coming to town. That's always a backup.
Yeah. I mean, I can always go back.
Lauren, I am just kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Did she listen?
Not that much.
Okay, good.
She says you're awful.
Oh, I am. She's right again.
Mm-hmm.
She's always right at home too, right?
No.
Oh. You're a liar. Oh, say, mediocre week.
Yeah, mediocre. How about you?
It's been busy.
Yeah.
I've been traveling. I was in meetings in the conference room today, literally from 9 o'clock to 4. I walked outside at like 3, and I'm like, "Ooh, it's cool out here." We even had our lunch brought in. That's how busy I was at work. Someone brought me lunch.
That sounds like one of those meetings where you fall asleep and then pretend and lie and say you had a heart attack.
Yeah, we got so much going on. And next week we got a big show in Atlanta that I may or may not be going to. Probably won't.
Yeah.
But anyway, prepping wise, what did you do this week prepping wise?
I got in my AR upper, worked on my lower a little bit, ordered some more parts, got a few small little things, drilling and tapping a receiver for an old gun, put a new scout mine on it, but other than that.
You're always doing something with a gun, aren't you?
Yeah. I like to make sure I have premium products.
Are guns beautiful little collectible items you have, or are they a tool?
Oh, they're definitely tools.
Yeah, a lot of people protect them and don't want them scratched, and No, they're tools. They're just like a hammer.
Yep. As a matter of fact, whenever I usually dig for my garden, I usually just shoot the ground and then I put the seeds in there. No, I'm kidding, but no, they're tools.
They're tools. Awesome. So this brings us to our segment that we have every week. If you guys have never listened to us, every week Kyle comes. I don't even know. I literally do not know. We come to this segment. It's called Kyle's Conspiracy Theory of the Week.
Yep.
If y'all don't know this, Kyle and Alex Jones are brothers.
Oh my God, you quit saying that.
And the other guy that's really crazy, late at night on talk radio. What's his name?
George Norrie.
Yeah, they're all brothers, and they meet like every morning for coffee.
I wish. It'd be very intriguing. Except for Alex, he would do nothing but complain about everything.
He'd yell at you the whole time.
Yeah, he would, and he seems like one of those guys that would spit when he yells, and I'd probably punch him.
But Kyle is he's a conspiracy theory connoisseur.
I am, and I will say next week we're going to talk about something really interesting. We're going to be talking about the Mandela effect, and it is going to be so far above your head you're just going to.
I don't even know what it is.
You're just going to drool.
But I'm sure I'll find a way to make fun of you.
We'll talk about the Mandela effect.
So what is Kyle's conspiracy theory this week?
This week I was going to talk a little bit about demonic possession and secret societies and kind of what we see going on in the country.
Dude, that's deep.
It's very deep. Yeah.
Holy cow!
So you look interested. I'm happy I can get your attention.
Okay, this is interesting. I want to hear you out.
So, a lot of people, you look at society today. Obviously, things are far fallen from what they used to be. There's even occult symbology throughout our television programs or media. You look at, say, performances by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus and a number of these performing artists, Lady Gaga, and a lot of the things that they do, the words that they say, they fall back on the occult. If you were to look at society over the past even just 2 decades, it's pretty easy to see that people are being influenced in a way that, do you remember reading in the Bible, it said in the end times, they'll say what's good is evil and what's evil is good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They'll flip everything around on its head. And what we're really seeing, you've probably heard people talking about the cabal.
Yes.
You've heard that. Do you know what the cabal is?
I don't know exactly, but I know Madonna's a big follower.
Hey, let's take a quick break.
Are you a prepper or homesteader looking to connect with like-minded people in your area? Looking to start your own preparedness group? Already have a group? Well, look no further than PrepperNet. PrepperNet is dedicated to personal responsibility, individual freedoms, and being self-reliant. PrepperNet has monthly meetings in over 100 cities where you can meet and learn with like-minded people in your area. PrepperNet, where preppers unite. Find us online at preppernet.com.
Okay. So essentially, you look at even how our nation was founded. Go back, I don't know, even into Africa, where we'll say it really started Freemasonry.
Okay.
And it migrated up into Europeans, and they're the ones who kind of took to it, but it really found its roots originally in the occult back from King Solomon's time. So whenever he had all of these many wives and he started worshiping different gods, and that's really where a lot of it found its foundation. But then you look at Islam. Islam is also very much into the occult. And a lot of them don't realize it or they don't say it, but the ones who are in Freemasonry and different secret societies, they've all kind of come together. And it's one of these things where if you were to look at Zionist and Islamist, they're really on the same coin, just 2 different faces. And I'm not talking your basic everyday American Christian who doesn't belong to a secret society. I'm talking the upper echelons of people.
Yeah. Okay.
It is spurring us towards a foregone conclusion that, let me put it this way: whenever you look at prophecies in the Bible, how do prophecies get fulfilled?
By happening.
By happening. But wonder if there's people out there who are trying to make the prophecies happen. I'm not saying like Jesus tried to make a prophecy happen.
Right.
Jesus fulfilled a prophecy. But I'm talking about wonder if there was people out there who said there's going to be a great war in the Middle East.
So they're trying to create the great war.
And they're creating it, but they see themselves as...
But, gosh, Kyle, I'm going to have to throw the hammer at you again.
And go for it.
This is not a conspiracy.
No, wait. I am diving in here deeper.
Okay.
I'm diving here deeper.
Okay.
You gotta follow with me here as we go down the rabbit hole. Don't get too scared. There are people out there who are doing these things and are trying to drive society in a direction that is fulfilling biblical prophecy, while at the same time it is leading us towards a demonically possessed society.
Like the one world government, possibly?
One world, yeah,
I know
absolutely.
there are people leading us to that.
Absolutely,
the Bible predicts that.
Because what is going to happen is these people are going to eventually worship the beast. Literally, they're going to be worshiping the Antichrist. That is only going to happen by those people who have been demonically influenced to accept evil as good.
Well, I agree with that statement, but
go for it.
The Bible also says many of the elect will be deceived by him as well. So even many of the believers will believe in the Antichrist. But so you're saying that, okay, you know, it's interesting about the fulfillment of prophecy, because I studied under a lady, End Time Prophecy, that actually herself fulfilled prophecy. She went to Israel, and in the book of book of Daniel, it talked about a vineyard on this mountain. And there wasn't one. But in the end of days, there's going to be one there. So she helped people buy the land and plant a vineyard on that mountain. It's kind of the same thing, but different.
Absolutely. But there's people out there, and imagine, you know, what we've seen. Let's take it back for a minute and even apply this to maybe something like 9/11. everything that transpired after 9/11, from the events onward, wonder if individuals who took place in that event, maybe there was legitimately a conspiracy theory, and they said, well, we're going to do horrible, awful things, but we're going to do it in the name of God because we want to bring about Christ's return.
I follow you. So that's a conspiracy theory that people are trying to help God fulfill the end of times.
I'm not going to say necessarily that they think they're doing right.
Right. Okay, listen, we got to go over the definition of conspiracy theory here.
I think I know what the definition of conspiracy.
I don't see this as anything about this conspiracy that people are trying to fulfill. I mean, a conspiracy theory to me is the government's trying to make something happen, like 9/11.
Yeah, I just put that into
I know
full
you did.
spectrum there.
I know.
It's worldwide events that are being caused to drive us towards
the end times.
That.
But you see, that's also Bible prophecy. they're doing it.
Yeah, but maybe some people aren't looking at it as Bible prophecy.
I know.
Some people are, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we do about it? Do we just kill all these people?
No, I mean it's going to happen. The Bible already says it's going to happen. But I mean, I'm just saying that there's obviously a shift, a paradigm change in.
Well, we know
society.
the Bible. It says there's going to be a one world government, and people are driving to one. I'm talking. Every president we have is driving to it. I'm talking both Bushes, Carter, Bill Clinton. They all mention one world government. Even the Republicans. Now I'm not sure if Donald Trump has or not, but
it'll probably come.
It'll probably come. Okay, that's an interesting theory, but next week,
dude, you need to brush up on conspiracy theory. I even brought up Freemasons and.
Well, I heard
like
Freemasons. I heard that.
Societies.
I heard that. I know about them. I watched every.
That's all.
I know.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe tell you what, we'll do the Mandela effect next week, and that's definitely interesting.
We did Planet X. That was good.
And then let's go ahead and we'll do a week with Forrest and conspiracy theories.
Okay, I'll have my own conspiracy theory.
Yes.
That you are here to destroy this radio.
Maybe.
Okay, that was Kyle's conspiracy theory of the week. Hey, if you got a good conspiracy theory you want him to talk about, hey, go to Prepping Academy, do the contact, send us the conspiracy theory, or come to our chat room. I mean, usually people are already together in there, you know, talking about the Masons. And
they're probably agreeing with me, and they're like, dude, that's a total conspiracy theory. Yeah. I'm sure.
But, big deception going on. There's all things, you know, that's, if you're listening live, you can go in the chat room. Well, tonight we are going to talk about some things that could possibly help you. We're going to think through some things and help you know where to spend money, know where not to spend money, know what to buy cheap, know what to not buy cheap. Kind of the essential things that preppers need, or survivalists, or homesteader, whoever wants to survive the big death of 2018. Okay, I totally made that up.
Yeah.
You got to put fear, got to get fear out there.
Yeah.
2018 is all going to end. Listen to our radio show.
You know what we need a sponsor? You know what we need? We need a sponsor with like a bomb bunker company or something like that. That would be great.
Well, we do have a sponsor that does consulting.
That's us.
Yeah,
that's us.
Yeah, it's prepperconsulting.com.
Yeah, that's us. But no, like bomb bunkers, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Multi-million-dollar silos with 10% cut.
So then we could tell everyone the world's going to end tomorrow.
You need to buy your bunker today.
And then we can get a commission on that.
Yeah. Which is kind of interesting because there's so much stuff going on in the news. Russian jets, nuclear bombers, testing ICBMs. I kind of wish I had a bunker, but,
Well, Kyle, I know where you can get one.
Oh, where can I? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you have $500,000?
Oh, matter of fact, no.
Okay. Well, sorry, we can't help you. Well, do you have a trash can?
Galvanized trash can will protect you from everything.
Yeah, you put it 8 feet under, and you can live there forever.
Yeah, you just have to put a little ventilation shaft in there.
You need one for your kid too.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, so we're going to talk about prepper essentials, and so let's the first topic let's bring up, which is everyone's favorite topic, is one thing I was going to say about your little conspiracy theory. You're going crazy there for a minute. I was going to say like playing records backwards. Ooh, now see, that's a good conspiracy theory.
Dude, no.
Maybe I'll do that
Oh
one.
my God, you go for it. You go for it. Bud.
The Beatles, no, everyone.
You can break out the old 8 tracks too and start playing everything.
Can you play 8 tracks backwards?
I'm sure you can.
Okay.
I'm sure you can.
Okay. The first prepper essential is guns. We're not going to spend a lot of time on each one of these topics, but we're going to talk about, okay, is it good to buy many cheap guns, one expensive gun? How should you spend your money in the gun world? And then we're going to go to other things as well, but
this is one of the reasons I chose this topic, because we're going to vary. I'm positive.
I know we're going to vary.
So there's different people.
You're going to say get a tank and
and one Abrams.
Yes.
Just kidding. For me, you have to be very careful, because I'll give you a good description here. There's actually a gun company I'm trying to work with right now to get a sponsorship for the show. And the individual actually worked for another gun company and helped design some of their firearms. And he actually asked me, he goes, "What didn't you like about your previous gun?"
Yep.
And I, pretty bluntly told him the issues that I had. And he said, "Oh, that's great, because all those things we address with our firearms." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." So they're actually the ones I ordered the upper from. And from everything I can tell, fitment-wise and everything like that, I love it so far.
You going to share the name?
Not until I know if we're going to be a sponsor or not.
Okay.
But companies like that, whenever you do your individual research, there's times that you're going to pay for a gun. And I'll be honest, I'll call crap on them right now. It's SIG Sauer. I've owned multiple SIGs. They're good guns, but they're overpriced.
Very expensive.
They're very overpriced.
The Scar. Isn't that a Scar? No, that's not the Scar.
No, that's FN.
That's FN. That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, I've had multiple SIGs. They do not carry the resale value. They're good, but they're not the best.
Right.
And, that whenever you say the best in a firearm, there's so many makers out there, and there's so many little nuances and differences in the tolerances in the firearm. You really want to go on to reputable sites, and even on YouTube, and watch guys. Like, you remember, you probably watched Nothing Fancy.
Nothing Fancy?
I really like watching him.
Hickory, whatever his name is.
Hickok 45.
Heck, yeah.
He's great. I absolutely love watching him.
Go and watch them test guns out. He loves all guns, though.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he doesn't discriminate. He even uses classic and antiques and stuff like that. I love watching him.
But let me ask you, should you spend a majority of your money on your rifle? Or one rifle, one pistol? I mean, how would you do that?
I try not to. Like, you're going to look at some guns. I mean, you can go out today and buy an AR that's $4,000, or you can do like I'm going to do, and you can build your AR, and it might cost you $900,000.
Okay.
And buy good quality parts with awesome reviews. Have good warranties. I mean, but the warranties is one thing I'll say. If you're really a prepper, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You can sell me a piece of crap with a lifetime warranty, and once the crap hits the fan, who's going to be manning the EOTech facility that I can send back to the site?
See, I didn't build my gun, but I went out and bought I have a Daniel Defense.
Mm-hmm. And they have a reputable name.
That good name. It is a battle rifle. It's been proven that this thing is, but it costs $1,800.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then you can get rifles now for $600, $699.
This is my second. I should mention, this is my second custom AR. The first custom AR I built, I ended up selling. It was Metter. It was actually the guy who built it for me whenever I picked everything out. He assembled it. It was FFL and everything. And crisis of conscience. The gentleman did some stuff I disagreed with, and I wanted to be rid of it. But whenever you customize a gun and you pick your parts out, that gun was hands down more accurate, easier to handle, had very little rattle to it or anything over my SIG. And that's what kind of was like the first thing. Like, hey, I spent $1,400 here. I spent almost $2,000 here. This gun was way better.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Glocks.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan of.
Well, I like my 1911.
You like that 43-pound gun you carry on your waist.
Yeah, and I also like my Walther PPQ.
Right.
Hands down, that'll beat any Glock. Well, one that's not one that's standard. Yeah. My PPQ coming standard to your Glock is like butter.
So I think guns are something you definitely need to not be cheap on.
Yeah, you don't want to go out and just buy.
But you don't want to buy the best. Like there are 911s.
1911s.
They cost $9,000.
Yeah, you don't want to go out and spend that sort of money, obviously. But the biggest thing is, whatever you buy, you need to commit to the time and practice with it, and then buy parts for it. And that's what I'll say. Don't go out and buy multiple cheap guns. Like we know someone who went out and bought a bunch of Smith & Wesson Shields. And like they're a decent gun, but that would not be my first.
You shouldn't say that because they'll be listening to
I mean that's fine. That's fine. But that wouldn't be
good mediocre guns though.
Yeah,
but
that would not be my first choice.
That would not be my first choice at all.
Because
I have
want
a
something.
Glock 19, and I do have a Springfield XDM, which I really enjoy shooting. That's not my first gun to go to. My Glock is. Sure.
And I'll be honest. As much as I love my 1911, that's not going to be my first choice. That PPQ, the trigger fatigue on that is far less significant.
Okay, the next topic we're going to go into is going to be like we'll go into maybe knives or bags, but we got to give. We're going to in the second half of the hour, we're going to do a giveaway. And for those listening on the podcast, I apologize. You're not going to be a part of this giveaway.
Sucks for you.
These are for live people only. So everyone in the chat room,
unless you're a zombie, we did say live.
We're gonna have we're gonna post a number in the chat room. When I say we, that will probably be the G-Man, our producer, and we're gonna take at 9:45. We want people to call in, and G-Man is going to randomly pick one of them people, and we're going to take a question from them, and whoever gets the question or asks the question, we're going to give them a free book. And we have one or two choices. I think we're going to go. G-Man, our producer, has a great book. It's called Prepper's Survival Navigation. We're going to give him a break, though. We're going to go with Prepper's Total Grid Failure Handbook. We're going to give that book away for the first caller later in the half hour. We'll tell you the first one to call, and G-Man is going to post, or Highlander, someone who's in there is going to post the number, but you got to be listening live. That's just the way it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just, we've given away to people subscribing. We're going to reward the people in the chat room. And the number's going to come up really soon in the chat room. It hasn't yet. So the next one, we got a few more minutes before we have to go to commercial break.
Talking knives.
Knives. You want to talk about knives?
Yeah. That's one of my big ones. Is like you buy once, cry once. Don't buy a bunch of like. You're a big fan of what's the knife? The Mora knife.
The Mora.
And I'm not gonna knock it and say that it's
That's the sharpest knife you can buy on the market.
Sharp. It's sharp, but they do carry multiple versions of it.
Yes.
And I do have actually one of each in my Amazon cart to order and kind of abuse the heck out of them and see what I like best.
Mm-hmm.
But if you buy like a really cheap stainless steel knife, it'll cut great.
Right.
But it'll break easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a piece of crap and bend on you for any sort of bushcraft or major work.
Right. Well, the reason I like the Mora is because it's less than $15. Some of them are around $15. And they're perfect for skinning animals. I mean, they're razor sharp.
Yeah.
They're not to cut sticks.
Mm-hmm.
They're not to cut anything else. If you use it just for animals or filleting fish, things like that, that is a perfect knife. You can buy 5 of them, have them in everyone's bug out bag. You can have them stored in your car everywhere because they're only $15.
Now, here's the thing, though. If you're a prepper and you're starting out and you only have room, you have your bug out bag, and you're thinking, I need one knife. Mm-hmm. I need one knife that can do it all.
Oh, one knife I can do it all? I'd probably take my Schrader.
Okay. So you wouldn't sit there and spend the money on a $10 knife.
No.
You would want to take something that was thicker, something you could sharpen, do a little bit of bushcraft.
Yes.
Stuff like that. And that's where my mentality comes in, is if I'm going to buy something,
if there's one knife, yes.
If that's all I can grab. Like, I hate to say this, but like if you were in a fight, it's kind of the same thing. You wouldn't want to grab the Mora. I wouldn't want that knife.
I would rather have the Mora than my big knife. The big knife, so it's a baton. I mean, it's a big knife. It's heavy.
But here's the thing. A very sharp knife creates a very clean cut, and that's a lot easier for someone to take care of. Whereas a big, thick, chunky knife someone gets stuck with or someone gets cut with, that creates more tearing. That's a lot easier. It's a lot more difficult for someone.
If I'm in a fight, I'm going to have my Karambit. Because that's slice and dice.
Yeah.
That has the little the little hook in it?
Yeah, that reminds me. I found one that's double-edged for you.
Oh, dear. Oh,
Yeah.
I've been looking for double. The one I want, this double edge, is like very expensive. Like
Yeah, this
$400.
one was reasonable, and it wasn't just cheap stainless
Okay.
steel. But anyways, and then the other thing we were going to talk about was bags.
Bags. Now, there's several different bags, but we're talking maybe bug out bag.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I have a cheap one, and I hate it.
Yep. And right now, I've gone through like 3 different versions, and now I have one that's like $500.
But I would suggest that you buy something to just collect your items in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you're going to go, oh, I'm going to throw this in. All of a sudden, your bag will evolve, and all of a sudden, you'll go, wait, I don't need a whole roll of duct tape. I need to condense that down smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And so your bag will change over time, the contents.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it keeps changing, but in the beginning, it changes quickly.
And
so don't go out and spend, because you don't know what kind of bag you want. Then you'll meet people like Kyle and go, hey, let me look at your bag. And you go, wow, I like that.
That's one of the things we got, with the last bug out bag meeting, because everyone was looking at mine and like, oh my God, where'd you get this?
Yes.
It's awesome. But my recommendation would be do that. Get your first bag. Don't go overboard on it. Spend maybe like, I don't know, I'd probably say around like $60-$70.
Right.
I wouldn't go less than that.
And mine absolutely is awful.
Yeah. And then find your next bag, and then use that first bag for training. Do like I do, like put a heavier, sack in there, like start with maybe 20 pounds, work your way up to 50 or more, and use that just for physical conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Now in the chat room, people are saying they have more than one knife. I have more than one knife in my bag.
Yeah. Well, I have.
Oh, how about multi-tools? Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
too.
multi-tools are another thing, but I don't find the necessity to spend a ton of money on multi-tools, because I've had even ones that were like $120 fail me just as quickly as ones that were $20.
Okay, I'm going to use the big name out there. I bought one. I have about 10 from Walmart. They're sub $5, but I have them everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere in my house. I have them in every bag, every car, and they're sub $5. And they're good tools. Now, is that a tool that's going to save your life? No, it's not. Is that the tool I'm going to pick on my side if I'm going out to bug out? Is that my first number one tool? No, I'm going to grab my nice one. My Gerber? Is that the one who makes a Leatherman?
Yeah.
I have a nice Leatherman. It costs like $90. That's the one I'm going to buy. But if I'm in my car, or my son, you need a screwdriver or a knife, boom, it's a go-to item. It's cheap. I have a bunch of them.
But see, even one of those names you mentioned, that was one of the ones I had.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 2 or 3 pieces break on that thing within less than a year. And that was even like very mild use. Didn't use it,
Okay, G-Man, if G-Man is ready, he's been having some connection problems. We got to take a commercial break. See if he's around. His internet's been going out. He's our producer. G-Man's also the author of Prepper Survival Navigation. So he says we're good to go. So guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Remember, we're going to have a giveaway in about 15 minutes. If you're live, you got to be in the chat room or listening to us live. And we will be right back.
When disaster strikes and your GPS is useless, ancient navigation techniques will ensure your survival. New from Ulysses Press, Prepper's Survival Navigation. With this guide, you can easily travel through even the farthest, remotest places, utilizing tips from the United States Army and lifelong wilderness experts. You'll learn life-saving navigation techniques, including how to orient yourself using a topographical map, find north using a compass, shadows, and stars, calculate distance using landmarks and pace count, navigate unfamiliar terrain using dead reckoning, travel in low visibility, use landscape features to pinpoint location. This definitive guide to terrain navigation also teaches you essential survival skills like firecraft, water procurement, and shelter making. Prepper's Survival Navigation is essential to have on hand during any outdoor adventure, including the weekend family outing. On sale now. Find Prepper's Survival Navigation on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Prepper Broadcasting, or...
Hey, I'm Joe Alton, MD. I'm here to remind you that disasters can happen anytime, anywhere, and you need to know what to do in an emergency. The new 2016 third edition of the Survival Medicine Handbook is the essential guide for when medical help is not on the way. The Survival Medicine Handbook covers every issue you'll face in times of trouble, and it's all in plain English. Get the Survival Medicine Handbook at Amazon.com. I guarantee one day you'll be glad you did.
We have exciting news. You can now afford to have your own freeze dryer. That's right, for the first time ever, it's possible to have a freeze dryer in your home. It was invented right here in America by Harvest Right. With this new appliance, you can freeze dry your own food and it will last 25 years. Imagine freeze drying fruit, vegetables, meat, and your own homemade meals. It's as easy to use as a microwave. Learn more about this amazing home freeze dryer at harvestright.com. Again, that's harvestright.com.
Hey guys, we're back. Thanks for them commercials, paying the bills, right? Paying the bills. Hey, again, in a few minutes we're going to post a number in the chat room for you to call, and then we're going to randomly pick a person, and they're going to ask a question about any prepper gear they want to ask about, right? And we are going to answer the question.
Just don't ask about Diva Cups.
Dude, did you have to go there?
Oh, that's fine.
I know that's what Michael was going to call in. He's going to ask about Diva Cups now.
Yeah, what size?
Dude, what? So, guys, we want to give a shout out to many people, but our show we have the sponsors that just play, but also we have John at retreatrealty.net. If you're looking for a survival location, bug out location,
You have about $1 million.
No,
they're not all that high.
He's got some great locations up in the mountains of North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee. RetreatRealty.net. His name's John, a good friend of the Prepping Academy. So, I'm getting ready to post a number in the chat room, and you guys are going to call in about a question about gear. So the next thing we want to cover is flashlights.
Yeah, and I know this is where we're going to differ, because you're going to say you'll buy cheap and buy many.
I have cheap and I have many.
Yeah, and I would say I have a few cheap ones, but then I have really nice ones.
Yeah, but is it
I can
really,
signal planes with mine, dude.
But is it necessary to have a $150 flashlight?
Oh no, not 150. I think my cutoff range is around 80 to 100.
Well, I have one that's 60. I mean, I have a good one.
Yeah,
but I like cheap ones.
Yeah, but see, I like to light up the night sky. I like options.
Because that's going to be very good for operation security.
Yeah, whenever I want to scare the crap out of someone and blind them.
So I'm a mini kind of person because one is none, two is
what?
You never heard that statement? One is none, two is one.
Yeah.
Three is there's a whole
two,
statement.
I don't know.
3 is 2.
Is this like the whole bird thing?
Yeah.
Bird in hands, we're two in bush.
Yeah, I don't know what it all stands for. But the more you have, one could break. So if you have one $90 flashlight and it breaks,
I'll give you a good example.
Give me a good
I bought this pack of flashlights and there was 5 of them. And it was 50 lumens. It was $20 for this little pack of flashlights. I bought them at Costco's years ago. Do you know how many of those still work? I've had them maybe, we'll say 5 years. Do you know how many of them still work and I barely ever use them?
All of them.
None of them.
Oh.
They are all crap.
Well,
none of them work. They were really cheap. And now I have other flashlights that I've had for several years. I use all the time. And I paid more for them. And guess what? They still work.
Well, I have a flashlight. I bought 10 of them from China.
Yes.
Because I bypassed the middle guy. Who's the middle guy?
Amazon.
Yeah. And people go, I can't believe. I mean, be American. I'm like, are you kidding me? Everything
Nothing's American anymore.
Nothing's. I mean, so you can go to a company called AliExpress.
Yeah.
And the little flashlights I bought from AliExpress. Now they do take 3 weeks to deliver.
Yeah.
But I ordered 10 of these flashlights. They cost me literally $1.99 a piece.
Yeah.
On Amazon, they're $8.99.
No, I will say that is the one loophole that I will give you, and I'm actually the one who introduced you to that site.
I've been buying AliExpress since you were born. Okay, maybe not.
Been around that long. Anyways, There are definitely items on AliExpress that you can buy for a fraction of the cost compared to what you buy on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say there is a particular weapon flashlight that I have on there that I even showed a guy at one of the local gun shops. I bought mine for $54. It functions the exact same, interior, exterior, everything. And they sell it on Amazon and they sell it in gun shops for around $260.
And how much did you pay from?
$54.
$54. So there's a middle guy, and it's Amazon. What people do, people will buy it from AliExpress, mark it up, and sell it on Amazon.
Yep.
I mean, millions of products they do that with.
And what typically happens is these companies, they develop their products over in China, they manufacture them. And then websites like AliExpress, it's no different than going to like TJ Maxx or Marshalls.
Mm-hmm.
They have overflow.
Right.
They fulfilled their order, and now they have all this crap they got to get rid of.
I buy so much from AliExpress.
Yep.
Matter of fact, I'll tell you this: that I buy paracord bracelets.
Mm-hmm.
I buy a ton of stuff over there. I just skip the middle guy. Because you can't. I don't know. Some of the stuff you can't even buy American. Who makes an American flashlight anymore? I'm sure there are a couple, and I bet they're $200.
And they probably get the LED. They actually get it over there from a tree or something like that.
Okay, guys, I posted the phone number. Once you dial that number, you've got to press 1 to let G-Man know that, hey, you're on the phone waiting in the contest.
Mm-hmm.
Other people can just call that number and just really listen to our live show. They don't even have to have a radio.
Mm-hmm.
They can call. It's 347-202-0228, and you can listen to the show.
You said 22.
22. But you got to press 1 to make sure that you're in the queue to have our question. We're going to do that in a few minutes. So let's go to food.
Yeah, food's a big one. So I won't even buy MREs. I won't even recommend anyone buy MREs.
Yeah, well, MREs, their shelf life is
very limited unless you keep them in like a freezer or a very, very cool area.
Yes.
But not all freeze-dried foods are really made equal. Like you look at some of these deals and you're like, holy crap, freeze-dried food for a year, $500, and then you read meat substitute.
And you read that's 300 calories a day.
Yeah,
how can that be food for a year?
Yeah,
who's going to live off 300 calories a day?
So it's one of those things. There are definitely items that you don't want to, buy cheap and buy often. You want to buy once, cry once.
Right.
Make sure you do your research, get stuff that's high in nutritional values. And I only recommend freeze-dried because it maintains the maximum amount of nutrition.
25 years.
Well, not just the amount of time, but the nutritional
value in it. And I sell a particular product, and I don't know if I've ever shared it on the air because I usually sell this. I'm a reseller for Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I sell it mostly to prepping groups and people that I know. There's no advertisement that I ever do, really, of selling Legacy. Maybe I have mentioned it on here a few times. But I sell Legacy, and I've done research. I think it's the very best. That's my opinion. And they have double the calories and double the weight of Wise, Patriots, all these others, which you're thinking you're getting a better deal because it's 30% cheaper than Legacy. But Legacy, you're getting 100% more product. You really are. But anyway, I'm not going to, if you want it, contact me. If you don't, buy it somewhere else. But Legacy is one of the best for its price per calorie is what you got to compare.
Yeah. And don't go out there and just buy a ton of canned food and stuff like that. And definitely not from like companies like Big Lots and stuff like that where there's like a week until it expires.
Well, someone said they like Thrive. I love Thrive. Great product. But you got to mix. Thrive doesn't have bags that you can take in the woods and make a meal.
Mm-hmm.
I think they may have some of that, but that's not their specialty. Their specialty is having canned food. 90% of their stuff's in a can.
Yeah.
That's hard to take in your bug out bag.
Yeah. Although I still like getting like canned tactical bacon.
Tactical bacon. Oh, man, that's like $20 a can, though.
Hey, it's bacon. I don't care.
Yeah, it's bacon. Who cares? Yeah. Okay, guys, it is about quarter till. I post the number in here. Right now, you need to be calling. The number is, you got to be live on this. Sorry, those listening to podcasts, is 202-0228. Press 1, and we're going to take any question you have about prepping gear, and this is going to be randomly picked by our producer G-Man, and we're giving away Prepper's Total Grid Failure Handbook. And G-Man, are you there?
I am here.
All right, G-Man, this is our producer, everyone. He does this every night. He has a live show just about every night of the week, and he does this because he loves doing this. It is a passion of love, isn't it there, G-Man?
It's got to be, because it sure isn't the money.
It isn't the money.
No,
and
I love doing it. That's why I do it.
And you've written a book, and I didn't pick your book because I know probably everyone else is giving your book away. And you know what? We need 1 week we need to interview our producer.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Yeah, and we can promote his book. How's that sound, G-Man?
No, that sounds good. I like it.
Yeah, we charge for people to be on our show, G-Man. No. Do we have any caller that you can randomly pick that has a question?
We got several callers, and I'm trying to figure out. Oh, all right. I'm going to run my finger with my eyes closed up and down my cue screen, and wherever my finger stops, that's the line I'm going to pick up.
Okay.
So, are we ready to do it now?
Yes, this is kind of scary. We don't know what they're going to say or who they are. Okay.
As long as it's
not I might accidentally pick myself and get that book.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are ready.
Okay, I got it. Hang on. I'm
hey, caller,
on
you
microphone.
there?
Hold on. Here we go. All right, go ahead.
Caller, are you there?
Oh, hello.
Hello. May I ask who we're speaking to? First name only, please.
Real name or screen name?
Screen name is great.
Jay Fergie.
Hey, awesome. How are you doing this evening?
Good. How are y'all?
Good. You're winning a free book, Prepper's Total Grid Failure Handbook, and we would love to. Now, don't hang up, because G-Man. Once we get off, G-Man's going to get your information so he can mail you the book. But what kind of question do you have for Kyle or myself tonight?
Water filtration. I'm preferably a fan of Sawyer, but what your opinions are as far as mass water filtration for a family?
Okay, great question. I have to disclose something here.
Mm-hmm.
Sawyer Water Filters is a sponsor of myself and my Prepping Academy and everything I do. So I'm a huge fan of Sawyer Water Filters. Did you know that Sawyer has family kits?
I've seen them. I actually have for every individual in my house a straw, and I like the fact that I can wash back through it, so then it doesn't accumulate in it. But
right.
I haven't. I'm leery on getting the bigger filtration systems. I have one in my closet, but it's not like a name brand. But it works great.
Well, I have in front of me. I'm going to just touch on this, and then we have some other ones we want to touch on. But Sawyer makes one called an all-in-one, and it can do 1 million gallons. And what you do is you connect it to a 5-gallon bucket, and it has a hose that comes out the bottom. It has all the fittings you need to connect it to a 5-gallon bucket, and you can just pour the bucket, and clean water will come out. And that's not truly massive, is it? I mean, it can do 1 million gallons, but
right. But you got to look at the number of people you're having.
Yeah, true. Then there's some you can buy. You know about the ones that you can. Most of the ones we know are the ones you can make out of 5-gallon buckets. A lot of our friends buy the Berkey filters and make their own system.
Well, let me say this. Going back 1 million gallons, since we have trillions of dollars in debt, 1 million doesn't sound like much, but per person, if you have a filter that takes on 1 million gallons, that's 54 years worth of drinking every day for an adult.
That's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water.
And they did take the 1 million off I don't know if you know that, but the new packaging they did, and I asked them why they did that, and they just said people really just said, kind of like BS on that. And
they felt like it was too much.
They
so
just
I think they put it at like 500,000.
500,000. They don't even advertise that anymore. But that's a good one, and it's only $50 for that one. Then there's the Berkeys and the Berkey Lights. Then LifeStraw has one as well. It's a family water filter. Have you seen that one?
I've seen it. I just wasn't sold on it when I looked at it.
Yeah, I'm not sold on
anything. I know that sounds
LifeStraw.
awful. When it comes down to it, I've got to look at what's the actual durability, and having children is how well can it hold up to my little heathen.
Well, the cool thing about the one Sawyer makes, it's pretty rugged. It gives you all the parts to make it. All you need is a 5-gallon bucket, and you can have a massive water filtration system.
Do you know what the micron filtration is? Oh,
it's 0.1 for most of them.
And the one I have is a 0.2.
They have a 0.02. That may be the one you have.
I'm looking on here to see if it's actually on this particular. I have the actual package in front of me, and gosh, I can't remember.
Yeah, they have two lines, and there's one that's a 0.1, and there's another one that's a 0.02, and the 0.02 one obviously takes care of viruses.
This says it removes 99 point. I think there's 6 nines after that. Is that like, I can't see well enough. Is that 5?
Yeah, this one is actually the one that will remove Salmonella, cholera, E. coli, and Protozoa. So this would be the 0.02.
Yep.
That would be
That's the best one. So that's a great filter. Now, the thing about LifeStraws, the reason I don't like LifeStraws is that if you're cooking food for your family and friends and you're the only one that has a filter, they're going to be drinking your spit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Suck it through. So, hey, thanks for calling. I hope we helped you with your question. But
definitely.
We're big fans. And if you'll stay on the line, G-Man will help you by getting your address and sending you the book.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good evening. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things a lot of people have questions about. Like, you imagine you have, if I have, 700 gallons of water, how am I going to, like, filter and clean all this all at once? Something that's one of those things where individually I think about using Sawyers, but then for, like, in-home use, once I get everything established, it's more so using chemical or heat to clean it and then using a smaller thing just to filter it. Because once you know everything's killed off, you're pretty much good to go. The one thing I would warn people about is even whenever you use filtering units like this, it's not necessarily the best thing for you, because the one thing that they're taking away that you do need is essential minerals. So with that, you're losing that, and you kind of want to make sure that's one of the things you add into your prepping is essential minerals.
True, that is true. I mean, like the fluoride.
No, not the fluoride. No, that's BS.
But the Sawyer makes it so simple. Literally, I think it even gives you the drill bit to drill in the bottom of the 5-gallon bucket.
Nice.
So you can just put this in a 5-gallon bucket. And the way to use this properly is to have multiple 5-gallon buckets. You take one 5-gallon, fill your water filter 5-gallon bucket, let it filter out into another clean one, so you actually have water standing by is clean.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use, and you got to have, instead of it doing real time water, because it's gravity.
Yeah.
So it's slower. So, but you have some clean buckets, store it, and then also continue to use it. But it used to have 1 million gallons on that sucker.
Yeah, I have total faith in Sawyer products.
Absolutely. And you know what, Berkey? There's a ton of. I forgot the company. I have a ceramic filter that goes in the bottom, and it was a charcoal with the inside of it as well. Mm-hmm. Cleans all that.
Or like Katadyn or something like that.
Yeah. Well, no, this is a. I forgot the name product. It's in my closet right there behind you, but it's cost $30.
Yeah.
And
I've even got one of those little pens you stick in and use the light, the UV light.
UV light, yeah. But that's not massive.
No,
yeah.
No, definitely not. So anyways, I think the whole scenario with the show is whenever there's stuff that comes up that, it needs to be high quality, like your weapon sights, your flashlights, things that you really want to make an investment in.
Tell us about your sights.
My sights? I'm an EOTech guy.
Okay, but did you not buy one off of AliExpress?
I did, and it was the exact same one that another company sells here in the U.S. Inside and out, everything about it.
What's the price difference?
It was like $100 savings.
Now,
But they also make EOTech and Trijicon knockoffs that they put up on AliExpress that will not perform.
Right.
So this is one of those things where you really have to do your research.
Absolutely. And there are people on YouTube University, that they actually test the Chinese version versus the American version. Yeah. And they'll tell you their honest opinion, and you'll get to trust some, and some will be flakes. But
I'd honestly love to do that. Like if someone just wanted to send us stuff and be like, hey, you know,
if you want to send us free stuff, we will test it out.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? We got survival or conflicted cards we got to give away too. So next week
we should do that.
They sent us. We did that show on conflicted, which is still being talked around the world about you dispatching people.
That's fine.
I mean, it's just now hitting the borders of China, and they're starting to be afraid of Americans because of that.
Well, that's good.
But the conflicted cards are again we'll be giving out next week as well. So we're coming close to an end of our show because this needs to be 2 hours.
It does.
G-Man. Yeah, he's gonna come on the line.
Like you're negative.
Yeah. But hey guys, we do really he's typing to us. We really appreciate you guys listening. We hope that we can motivate you, we can help you save some money. This contest that we're running, the books, there's 2 books he's giving away every single night. So if you didn't win tonight, listen to tomorrow night's show. Listen to Sunday night's show. I mean, every single night there's a live show. Just go to prepperbroadcasting.com and it will list it. Matter of fact, we'll be giving things away for a good long time now.
I feel like I should write a book.
I got to give away some tack bar stuff too.
Yep, you do.
So I sent 2 tack bars to, I forgot the name of the person, to the dry bags we gave away. So anyway, we're just like a giving machine. All we do is give, and never take.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I feel good doing this show.
Do you?
Not really. Okay. I feel mediocre.
I'm just mediocre. That's awesome.
So we have 1 minute left, guys. Hey, we are the Prepping Academy. We thank you so much for listening to us. You can find us at preppingacademy.com. Don't forget about our sponsors tonight, which is Survival 401k. They can take your IRA, your 401, and let you spend your money on prepping gear, which is amazing. And then retreatrealty.net. He can help you find some retreat properties. And then next week's we're going to have a couple different sponsors. But gosh, Kyle, this show goes so fast.
It does. And here you were worried about it.
We had a whole list of things to talk about.
Yeah, you were worried about it. Can you imagine?
I know.
You have little faith.
This needs to be like a 9-hour show.
Ooh.
Gosh.
And you can pay me $100 an hour.
In 9 hours, I would get bored with myself.
Yeah. So,
guys, next week, same time, Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on the Prepping Academy or iTunes, Stitchers, however you want to listen to us.
Yeah. It would also be cool if you guys, send us a message and tell us where you're listening from.
Yeah, tell us where you're from. Also, if you need some consulting, we have an amazing consulting business.
Mm-hmm.
We have people driving from around the United States to come. We do.
Flying, yeah, absolutely.
Flying, Texas, Georgia, from everywhere. They're coming. So that brings us to the end. Later.
With your hosts, Forrest and Kyle, live on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Prepper Broadcast Network at prepperbroadcasting.com. We'll catch you next time on the Prepping Academy.
Has your data been hacked? Do you feel uneasy about the vulnerability of your personal information online? Were you involved in the Target, LinkedIn, or Microsoft data leaks? Don't know? If not, then pay attention. Join Forrest Garvin from PrepperNet for a free webinar on privacy and security. Gain insights into safe internet browsing, VPNs, crafting online aliases, secure emails, detecting if your data has been hacked, and managing passwords. Secure your spot today for this webinar on privacy and security. It's free. This webinar delves into comprehensive strategies for bolstering your online privacy. We've got you covered, from fortifying your passwords to shielding your financial information and mastering state-of-the-art encryption techniques. We're offering 2 convenient dates to suit your schedule. Reserve your spot now at preppernet.com/privacy. Don't let cyber threats erode your peace of mind any longer. Take the first step toward a safer, more secure online experience by joining us for our free webinar. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to safeguarding your privacy. Sign up now at preppernet.com/privacy. We'll see you there.